Look what just arrived in the mail. A package from the Conservative Party. Inside is a surprise. Let me open it up. It's like Christmas time. What do you know? We have a ballot. Your opportunity to vote. You should be getting yours in the mail soon if you haven't already. Now let me walk you through the steps on how you vote when you do. Step 1, you need ID. Now, the easiest form of ID to use is a copy of your driver's license. It kills 3 birds with 1 stone. It has a photo, your name, your address. For those of you who don't have a driver's license, you could use a health card. So for example, I've got my health card here. You could use a passport or anything else that has both your name and your picture. But you still will need to prove your address. So for example, I've used a photocopy of one of my checks, but there are a whole other series of bills and documents that have an address on it that you can use, which you can find at Pierre, number 4, pm.ca/ID. Pierre, digit 4, pm.ca/ID. Pierre for pm.ca/ID. That will tell you all the things you can use to prove your identification and your residence. Now the fun begins. You have a ballot, and this is the ballot you're going to use to cast your vote. As you can see, this is not like an general election ballot where you simply mark an X next to your favorite candidate or party. Here, you have the option of listing your numerical preferences, with 1 being your favorite and 6 being your least favorite. You do not have to mark every single candidate or every single preference, but for your vote to count, you must put at least 1, and you mark that in by filling in the bubble next to that candidate. So I'm going to take a moment here, after careful consideration, to choose this particular candidate. And then I may consider adding a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, but I'm not ready to do that right now. So you'll have to sit in suspense on that point. But make sure you fill out clearly and indicate who you want to have as your 1, and you can decide if you have any other 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s, and 6s. Next, you're going to put your ballot in the ballot secrecy envelope. It has that name because the party is going to eventually, once it validates your ID, it's going to separate out this envelope, and this will be used to isolate the votes from the IDs so that no one counting ballots at the party is able to determine who voted for whom. And that ensures that you have a secret ballot, which is one of the great institutions of democracy, allowing you to vote for whom you want without fear that anyone will be able to give you rewards or penalties. The reward will be having an excellent leader and prime minister that will put you back in charge of your life by making Canada the freest nation on earth. Next, you have to sign on the dotted line affirming that you do have the right to vote in the declaration form. Now that is found at the bottom of form number 3, and it says, "I, the undersigned, declare that I am eligible to vote in this leadership election." Your vote will not be counted if you do not sign the declaration form. So here you are. Sign on the dotted line. That is my autograph. Now, you're going to separate this declaration form from the rest of the document so that you can fit it into the next envelope that's coming up. As you can see, it is not torn off in a perfectly straight line, but that is okay. It doesn't have to be pretty to count. This is where it all comes together in one package. You have your declaration form. You have the photocopies of your ID proving your identity, your picture, and your address. And of course, you have your ballot. Your ballot is inside the number 2 envelope, protecting your secret ballot when it is counted. Then they all have to go into this larger envelope right here, number 4. Now, you'll see that it's a bit of a wrestling match to get it in, but if you're diligent, anything is possible, and it fits. So here's the entire package that you're going to send off to the party as soon as possible. The time is running out. You may have just got your ballot, but do not procrastinate. As the great Abraham Lincoln said, leave nothing for tomorrow that can be done today. You'll also notice there's been a special gift from the party. They have prepaid your postage. So you can drop this in the mail and it will be shipped off for counting at the party headquarters. So now you know how to vote. What are you waiting for?